All right, the National Assembly will debate on the proposed motion of no confidence on Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. Let's get an update on this with SABC News reporter Bulelani Phillips. Very good afternoon to Bulelani. What can we expect from the debate that will be taking place later this afternoon, and why was it called?
Well, good afternoon to you, Nzinga, and to the viewers at home. You'd recall, if I can take you back for a moment, to last month at the State of the Nation address by President Cyril Ramaphosa. You'll remember that shortly before the President delivered that State of the Nation address, there was some chaos or disruptions that were caused by members of the EFF to a point where they were protesting that they went on stage, where the Speaker then ultimately called into the House for the removal of the EFF MPs, calling the security armed forces. Now, the EFF took issue with that to say that they now want the Speaker to actually be removed from her seat, because in that particular sitting, she actually acted in an unconstitutional manner, in an irresponsible manner, and in an unacceptable manner, according to their motion of no confidence against the Speaker. Of course, that motion will now be debated and voted on today. And in some of the issues that the EFF raises in the motion is that the Speaker acted in a biased manner during that sitting, as well as suppressed the members of the EFF when they were trying to raise points of order. But ultimately, they also take issue with the fact that they accuse her of calling the EFF MPs animals. But the Speaker has subsequently denied that allegation, saying that what is construed as saying animals is actually saying pumaniman, which in other words it means that get out. So the EFF will be leading that debate this afternoon, led by the party leader Julius Malema, and of course other parties will be able to respond to that debate. And in the end, it's the numbers game. The EFF, whether it will muster enough votes to remove the Speaker of the National Assembly, I wouldn't want to put myself in a betting game on that one. We'll have to wait and see later this afternoon when the votes are counted.
Bulelani, give me a sense of what's happening in Parliament. Is there more security there ahead of this motion, or is it business as usual? Because when you're speaking about a numbers game, I'm assuming that the African National Congress, despite what may or may not be merits, has more numbers than the opposition parties.
Well, perhaps maybe before I can answer that question, Zinga, is to say that Parliament alternates where it sits for National Assembly sittings. On some occasions, it will sit in a venue just behind me called the Cape Good Hope Chamber. On other sittings, it sits at the Cape Town City Hall. And now today, the sitting has been scheduled to sit at the Cape Town City Hall. And we've seen that just outside, the area is actually cordoned off like it's a State of the Nation address or it's a budget speech. And that could give you an indication of how serious this debate is being taken by Parliament itself. So what we're seeing there is that there's been an area that's been cordoned off by both the police and traffic agencies, so there's not quite a lot of movement of people there. But of course, there is law enforcement agencies and police that are actually monitoring any eventuality that may arise this afternoon. The sitting for today is scheduled to start at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Zinga.
And Bulelani Phillips, we know you'll be watching that and keeping us updated. Thanks so much for your time this afternoon.